Hello, everybody. You're listening to the Morning Buzz on 90.3 WMSC. I am Tara, and I am joined by...
Your co-host, Isaiah Ramirez.
We have done all of the things this morning. We have done all of the things. I have been all over this building, talked to everybody. There was a problem with the door of the studio, so I was standing out there like a lonely, I don't know, like a child that's been lost in a supermarket or something, just standing out there unsupervised, not knowing what to do. But thank you to facilities and the people from the building that helped us out. Thank you so much.
Round of applause.
Or else we would have been doing this from the lobby, which has been done. It's been done before, but I would like to avoid that if possible. So we're here. We are live and direct. I'm here. You're here. Isaias Ramirez. How you doing?
Great. Honestly, really great. And I'm ready to have an amazing show today.
I'm excited. So starting things off, we have our newscast. Allie, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm very excited to get started today. So
let's do it.
Hop right into it. So for your newscast, we're going to start off in national news. On Wednesday, the U.S. House of Representatives approved legislation to commemorate Juneteenth as a federal holiday. After unanimous approval from the Senate to recognize the holiday, the 415-14 House vote sent the bill along to President Joe Biden's desk. NPR reports that several House Republicans voiced clear support for the holiday, but raised issues with the legislative process as the bill bypassed committees and was brought directly to the floor. A new statue honoring George Floyd has been placed in front of Newark City Hall and will remain there for at least a year. NJ.com reports that filmmaker Leon Pickney commissioned the statue, which was donated to the city of Newark as part of a public art program. Pickney said he wanted to have the statue honor Floyd's humanity and to remind people why they marched during such a horrific pandemic. And now for your weather update. In Montclair today, it is currently 64 degrees and there will be a high of 78 degrees with a low of 55, and it is going to be sunny all day long. And thank you, and that is it for your news update.
Cool. Thank you so much, Allie. Next up, we have Cam Martin with sports.
Thank you, Tara. Well, for starters, yesterday, Garrett Cole pitched masterfully throughout 8 innings. Gary Sanchez off the bench had a two-run missile, and ensured the Yankees got the 3-2 victory. And Aroldis Chapman started off struggling in the bottom 9, but figured out a way to get back to figure it out and gave the Yankees the win. The Mets took on the Cubs yesterday. Jacob deGrom struck out 8 batters en route to a perfect game. Then he got hurt. Didn't matter, though. Kevin Pillar hit a home run. The Mets just kept scoring. The Mets won at 6-3. The Canadians got the redemption by getting out to a 3-0 lead. However, the Golden Knights fought back to cut it to 3-2, but Carey Price had 29 saves to ensure the series is tied at 1. And on the courts, no Kawhi, no issues. Paul George just said, you know what? This is my team. I got you. Dropped the casual 37 points, 15 boards, 5 assists, and, he gave the Clippers a 119-111 victory. Now, the game that happened last night, the Sixers were up almost 30 points. With 4 minutes to go, the Sixers were up 18 points. How in the world did the Sixers lose that game? I mean, it kind of helps that, only Joel Embiid and Seth Curry are the ones that made their free throws in the extra point in the second half. But it's inexcusable. But, Trae Young did have a casual 39 points, and it ensured the Hawks go back to Atlanta with a 3-2 series lead. We're going to see what happens if the Sixers can pick it up. That is a sports report for the day.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm betting on Tampa for the Stanley Cup this year. As much as I hate to say it, I got the money on Tampa Bay Lightning. Although they will never not be funny, because they blew that lead 2 years ago. That will still be the funniest thing to me. But I'm betting on them for the Stanley Cup this year. You got picks?
Hey man, I might either have to take the Avs or the whoever comes out the West. That's really whoever comes out the West. The Avs or the Golden Knights. They're just a scary team.
Golden Knights are mean at all times. Like who told you as an expansion team that you're allowed to be this good? But thank you so much, Cam, for the sports report. So let's get into what we're talking about today. First thing on the docket is out of New Jersey. This story comes from NewJersey.com. New Jersey Education Department says that Title IX prohibits discrimination of LGBTQ students in reversal of Trump-era policy. The U.S. Education Department on Wednesday expanded its interpretation of federal sex protections to include transgender and gay students, a move that reverses Trump-era policy and stands against proposals in many states to bar transgender girls from school sports. In a new policy directive, the department said discrimination based on a student's sexual orientation or gender identity will be treated as a violation of Title IX, the 1972 federal law that protects against sex discrimination in education. That is a mouthful. That's a lot of words without taking a breath. I would like to pat myself on the back for that. Okay, now that that's done, let's get into this, because over the past year, across the United States, we've seen some of the hardest anti-transgender legislation that's ever been proposed in the United States, both in terms of education and, more importantly, healthcare. So to see New Jersey taking a stand against that by saying this is covered under Title IX is a big deal, So I'm excited for this, and I'm hoping that this sets a precedent that can be followed across the United States. But we got to see. What are you guys' thoughts on this?
I totally agree with you, and I feel as much as I hate on New Jersey and how trashy it is at times, they seem to be a lot more open to everything, especially when it comes to COVID and things like this. Is that they're always, I guess, the front line in taking the right decision, if that makes any sense.
Right, I hear you.
So yeah, that's what I think about that, and I think it's great that they're reversing kind of these very anti-transgender and policies.
Right. Like, I mean, it's hard to articulate as a trans woman, like, the levels of fear that I felt even up here in New Jersey, which, is supposed to be, different because we're in the North and all that. But the levels of fear that I felt over the Trump administration, there were points where my entire ability to get healthcare was called into question. And if it hadn't been for the Supreme Court decision that happened over the pandemic, I might be in a very scary situation right now. So and there's still places across the United States, places like Alabama, that like there have been really hard anti-trans laws passed and really severe anti-trans student laws that deal a lot with student athletes and stuff like that. But there's a lot to go. And apparently, according to Wallet Hub, we did rank as the best state in the nation. What's up? What's up, everybody else? How you doing?
What does
Hello.
Wallet Hub know? Can I be honest for a second? What does Wallet Hub know about anything?
I don't know, but they're saying we're the best state, so I'm gonna go with it. Thank you,
man,
Wallet Hub.
There's a reason why we're the best state. Stuff like the transgender title, having transgender students protect under Title IX. That just shows a lot about what we do as a state overall. And in order for us to do that, we also just take the precedent in every major situation in the world. We're just, honestly, to the rest of the nation, we're the smartest ones that took COVID, the smartest ones in terms of COVID protocols.
Yeah, we acted pretty quickly compared to some of the other states.
We stayed locked up for the betterment of good. We sacrificed the present so we had a better future. Is really what it came down to. And for us to do something such as identify this as a Title IX violation, it just shows that we know we have a pretty good idea of what's best for overall the entire population of the student body.
Right. This is a big deal. I do want to point out right now, though, that our Morning Buzz producer, who I will be nominating to be sainted after his tenure is over as the Buzz producer, but he said that they talked about it yesterday on the Buzz and unanimously agreed that Wallet Hub was wrong about New Jersey being the best state in the United States. Listen, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like only we're allowed to pick on it. You know what I mean? I feel like if anybody else.
No, I'm fully aware. Like if someone from like North Dakota is hating on New Jersey, I'll be like, you know what? Do your thing, North Dakota. I'm gonna let everyone roast us.
Nah, North Dakota needs to stay over
Dakota.
there.
North Dakota.
What is North Dakota gonna come at us with? Well, we got
Bisons.
air.
They have bisons though.
They do have bisons.
They
We
have a
have the
whole
ocean.
bunch of them. Our ocean's not even that good. Have you seen it? Have you seen our beaches?
Have you seen New York's ocean? Theirs is
It's the same
basura.
ocean.
The
It's
Teenage
same
Mutant Ninja
ocean.
Turtles are definitely living inside of that ocean.
It's the
It's-
same ocean. We have
the
we
same
have the
ocean.
ocean.
It's the same ocean, but it is
same
very
thing.
dirty. Have you seen a really nice ocean? Have you been to Puerto Rico? Any Caribbean island?
That's the same ocean.
It's the same, but it looks
Cam's got a
different.
point.
It's built
It's
It's
different.
the same.
It's
Is
not
it
a
not-
different ocean.
Okay,
Same
okay,
ocean.
but here's the thing: the
Look
United
at
States
Allie
is
just
all
sitting back
one
like
country,
kids.
right?
Kids.
But then all the states are different, even though we share one country. See,
We share the
Every-
same. You're trying to
it's the
compare-
same thing, but it's different.
You're trying to compare oceans here. There's only what 5 oceans in the world.
Yeah.
Well, have you you got to use your eyes. I
I've
have
been to the Pacific
glasses.
Ocean. That is freezing. It is freezing. But anyway, this is all to say that, like, you know, we're allowed to do this. We're from New Jersey. We're allowed to chop it up like this.
Yes.
But if, you know, other states want to say something, maybe they should stay in their lane. But on a serious note, like, this is really important, and I do hope that other states can say, okay, there's a legal precedent. New Jersey said this is under Title IX, so please stop harassing transgender people. Please.
Yeah.
Like, I'm hoping that it carries over, but we'll see. Isaias, you want to introduce the next story?
Oh, do I want to? So there was a Florida town in typical Florida fashion that accidentally sold its water tower for $55,000
I
US,
love
of
Florida.
course. So Bobby Reed, a business owner of the Brooksville City Council about building. Anyways, he sold his water tower and discovered that the property was sold to him for $55,000. It's just a very
It's so stupid. I love it.
Are you kidding?
I just
us?
yeah, he just accidentally sells his water tower for $55,000. So Brooksville City Council doesn't have a water tower.
Yeah, he's a personal trainer, and he intended to turn the building, which is currently being used for storage and not water. So see if you could figure that out. But he wanted it to turn it into a personal training studio named Downtown Athletics. But when he went to the county property appraiser's office, this story's coming us from NPR, by the way, to get an address for his new business, the county told him he'd received much more than the building, several thousand gallons more. This is crazy. Like, you know, like, you pass the one on the Parkway all the time. There's some down the shore, you know, like these things are everywhere. You know, down the shore, they have them all with the names of the towns on them.
There's one right down the street from me right now as we speak.
mm,
I have one right down the street. Like if I just go right on the street, just drive down there.
there it
that's
is. Right.
boom.
Like, you know, these are not like hidden things. So how did you, I don't understand how you didn't put 2 and 2 together when you saw like the address that was on the paper. This is wonderful. This is the type of thing that, like,
That's Florida for you. That's a typical Florida day.
that exactly. This is so on brand. Kenny says that he doesn't have to pay for water for people who go to the gym. What I'm saying is, you could take this and market it. Do any of y'all do CrossFit?
I've heard of it.
No?
No,
Good.
no.
We can market it to those freaks who do CrossFit and want to have a workout done in like 15 minutes, and just tell them to, like, climb to the top of it and come down. And that's like your gimmick.
Oh, or you can make it an American Ninja Warrior arena.
Like with the weird like ladders and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's very important that we're clear to the people listening at home. When we paint a picture, this is not like, oh, it had a tank on the property. Oh, it had like, you know, like some storage space on the property. This is a full city-sized water tower that this man bought for the price of a decent car. You get a car for
55,000 though. No, hold up. I'm trying to get 55,000 for a water tower though. Low key,
That's not bad.
That's a come up, you know.
No, that doesn't come up. That's what I'm saying.
I was expecting at least six figures for a water tower.
Easily.
Well, I guess things are cheaper in Florida. Maybe it was
Enough.
typical Florida cheapness,
All it took was $10 to sign the property back to the
I just saw that.
The city maintains an outstanding relationship with the businessman as he starts renovating the building.
They better, because they have to keep him on his good side.
Oh my goodness.
Spike the water. Well, no, they said there's no water in it right now.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
using it
that's
for
right.
storage. When I first saw the headline for this, I thought this was an active water tower.
So did I.
I would have
Yeah.
cried. I would have started crying if that was the case.
Like that guy would hold so much power over that city if it was actually running.
All the power.
We are now in a feudal system. I own all the water.
I am your king.
I am your king now. That is wild. But no, I'm saying he should turn it, like you said, do an American Ninja Warrior thing or like a ropes course or something for those like CrossFit weirdos. You could do that. You could have them. That would be awesome.
Just something fun.
Yeah. I mean, you could do some weird stuff with that, I feel like. I don't know.
Hold a wrestling event in the water tower.
We're going to circle back to wrestling already, huh? We're talking about wrestling last night, and we said maybe at the end we would get into that, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I promise we'll get there. Because there's at least 2 marks in this morning buzzcast, so I'm excited. So next up, now that Florida Man has been addressed, because you always got to address Florida Man. Florida Man is like you have to have respect for it. It's like a cryptid. Like you see it, you acknowledge it, you move on. Florida Man, we see you, we acknowledge you, we move on. The next story is something I heard this headline when you read it to me, Isaias, and if you hear that snapping noise, by the way, that's my mask hitting the pop filter. I'm sorry. I'm not. That's fully on me. It's a little ASMR for you, first thing in the morning. I know that's what you want. But this story is like something out of like a storybook or something. This is from Providence, Rhode Island, from APnews.com. Message in a bottle travels across the Atlantic Ocean. Apparently, a Portuguese teenager has received a message in a bottle that traveled at least 2,400 miles from a Vermont teenager. Christian Santos, 17, was spearfishing in the Azores when spearfishing. I mean, I wish I was spearfishing.
Isn't that the best detail of the story? I feel is that he's just spearfishing. He's not just fishing or swimming.
He was hanging out, stabbing fish, catching them with lightning reflexes. I mean, at 17, I was like trying to not be dead. Like it was a very different
Minecraft
story.
or something at 17.
Right,
I was just spearfishing.
It was a very different story for me at 17. But anyway,
I was graduating high school at 17. That was just 2 years ago for me.
Ooh, congratulations on graduating.
Oh, thank you.
I'm proud of you, Cam.
That's nice. But this man was spearfishing and found a crumpled plastic bottle that was tossed into the sea near Rhode Island in 2018. Santos's mother, Molly, posted a photo of the note on Facebook, asking for others to share the post in hopes of finding the writer. The note inside of a Powerade bottle. A Powerade bottle? A Powerade bottle? Hang on.
Gatorade.
Hold up.
Exactly.
Stop. Up until this point, I was imagining, like, in the stories with like a glass bottle with like a cork or like something. It's a Powerade. Yeah, exactly.
Basically this was in the Powerade style. Basically,
it's a Powerade bottle. That is the trashiest thing. Like, that's not like, I wouldn't have touched that. I would have just like put it in a garbage. Like, that's litter. And like the fact that they happen to take the chance to open this. But anyway,
I have a serious question.
I'm surprised a plastic bottle lasted that long in the ocean.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like,
that's good material.
Stuff lasts forever, man. What were you saying, Cam?
That was actually my question. How did that last for almost 3 years?
And without like even cracking.
Yeah, like how's that possible?
I don't know, man. That's plastic that stuff sticks around.
No, it
But
does.
the note on the inside was written in orange marker, and it read on a note card, and it read, "It is Thanksgiving. I am 13 and visiting family in Rhode Island. I am from Vermont," with an email address.
And that, kids, is how I met your mother.
Yeah, exactly. Like, first off, like, how terrible of a day do you have to be having where the only thing you could think to do is like, you know what? I'm just gonna launch a Powerade bottle with my hopes and dreams into the ocean.
It's been a rough Thanksgiving.
I've had those Thanksgivings, man. I've never launched a Powerade bottle into the ocean because I've never had the chance, but I've had holidays like that. You know what? I take it back. I can see that very clearly.
It was a very long day for that
It's a
kid.
long day. Maybe his family is just like garbage, and he's just like, I have nothing else to do. Just, but the note inside says that, and it's got an email address. Molly Santos, mother to, and I'm gonna say this again, spearfisher Christian Santos, sent an email to the address but never received a response.
Sad.
To be honest, though, she probably didn't expect anything because it's been 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
But still, hey.
You know what's interesting though is that the kid that received the note and the person that sent it are probably around the same age right now.
Yeah.
So maybe this could be a start of a great relationship if they
Maybe
ever
it
respond
is how
to
I
that
met your
email.
mother.
It could be. I hope it is a nice,
We'll start it for
heartwarming story.
Powerade.
That'd
What
be
flavor
nice.
Powerade do you think it was? Sorry, Cam, what were you saying?
That'd be nice if it was. By the way, favorite flavor Powerade?
Fruit punch?
I'm trying to think now.
I just go by the colors. I don't think they have flavor names.
It goes by It goes by flavor. Do not say color.
It's
goes
gotta
by
be
flavor.
color.
No,
Okay,
no.
there's no way you have that Gatorade bottle and you're saying the flavor on it.
Glacier freeze? Yes.
Oh my,
Yeah.
that's light blue.
Frigid
That is
Frost.
light
This
blue.
the only way you call by color because orange.
That's orange.
Yeah, because orange. It's a flavor. Come on now. We're not capable.
It's both. It's both.
Exactly.
I don't buy that.
Glacier-
I've never. Okay, Doritos. Do you call it by the name of the flavor as well?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I just call it
yes.
purple bag or red bag.
No, I
I just call it blue bag Doritos or red bag.
Ali gets it. Ali.
It's a lot
gets
easier to remember.
It
Y'all
is.
are menaces. to
You're really
society.
saying
Cam, I
spicy
don't know how to
chili
deal with
nacho?
this.
Yo,
I've
y'all
never
are
referred
ranch?
to a Dorito by the color of the bag ever.
Never. Y'all are some menaces to society.
I
This
can't
is-
trust half of
that's
my
a new
screen
one.
right now. This is crazy.
What about
Man,
do you do that with all chips or just like Doritos? Do you do like with Pringles where it's just like you just say
First,
like
hold
green?
on. We're not going to consider Pringles a chip because those are disgusting.
What?
Those should be
No,
stomped.
Pringles
on.
are-
Cam and I are now breaking off to do a separate morning buzz show. We're not going to associate with people who say that Pringles are
Whatever.
not chips.
Pringles are terrible.
Pringles are
We're-
the only chip company that will give you like a decent amount of chips.
Factual.
Exactly. Come
They
on
fill
now.
the container to the top.
Exactly.
There might be a problem though. I'm not the biggest chip person though, so maybe
Okay,
that's
so
why.
so yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah, but hot
But-
Cheetos though. Do you guys like hot Cheetos? No.
Not a big Cheeto person.
Just because you said enough.
You know what? I hope somewhere Christian Santos is listening to this. Christian Santos, if you end up hearing this, because listen, technically recordings from
Okay, Kenny.
Eddie.
I'm not gonna take any
Eddie.
words from you.
we're gonna steamroll right over what our
If you don't
producer
have
just
a
put in the
camera
chat.
at all, you don't deserve to talk, Kenny.
Kenny
your
will
role,
jump in. Kenny is in charge
producer.
of this call, first of all. Second, there has been recordings from WMSC played all over the world, right? When we do the college radio day stuff, our stuff goes all over the place. We've been played in Italy, all types of places. WMSC has been played. We know that for a fact to be true, right? Christian Santos, if you hear this, WMSCradio.com would love to talk to you about this and spearfishing because I've never been spearfishing. Also, anonymous person who says that who launched a Powerade bottle with a dream into the ocean. You too. Oh, if you're not old enough, get your parents, whatever. They probably are old enough now, right? Oh no, they're not.
Not 3 years. Yeah, they won't be.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, they might be.
Get a permission slip, send it to field trip, whatever. We want to hear that. We want to hear this. I want to hear how this went down, and I want to hear I want details. Also, I want to go spearfishing. That sounds so cool. Now it's something I want to do. But we're gonna move right along. Isaias, would you like to introduce the next story?
Yes, this one I am definitely more prepared for, and it is quite the story coming from our friendly state of Nevada, where firefighters rescued trapped teen from their home's chimney. That already sounds ridiculous.
What?
Firefighters in Nevada conducted an unusual rescue when a teenager who found herself locked out of her home tried to climb down through her chimney and became stuck. The Henderson Fire Department said on a Facebook post that the 18-year-old found herself locked out in her single-story home and attempted to climb through the chimney. Firefighters used a rope system to pull the teenager to safety. The rescue that took about 30 minutes. The department said she was not injured.
God bless.
That is so my whole idea is through this is imagine what Santa Claus had to do, you know, dropping through chimneys. So my question is what is the idea of trying to walk through a chimney to get into your house? Like I've been locked out plenty of times. Like there was this one moment when I was a kid, I just cried. Turns out my brother was taking a shower. And I just stood there because I knew eventually someone would be there.
Yeah.
Why didn't she just wait?
You don't have a spare key? Like...
Yeah.
Actually,
a friend.
When I got locked out the house when I was a kid. You know what I did?
Broke
Went through the
window?
garage. No, I would have. I went to the garage.
Yeah.
That's valid.
You didn't think to jump through something on the roof that wasn't your first thought?
No, I mean,
Like, how is this her first? How did she end up here?
yeah, like how do you manage to, when all else fails, do what Santa does? I don't know.
That's exactly it. Like I don't know. Like I just I'm running through the things in my head of all the different. And this makes me sound like a criminal, but I'm running through the things in my head of all the ways you could get into a house, and like nowhere on that list is climb to the roof. First off, she had to climb through the roof. That was suspicious, as it is.
Yeah.
You imagine see so your neighbors walking home and just there is this person climbing onto the roof of Barbara's house. Like
that's probably why the cops came so well. The firefighters.
Yeah, because they probably thought someone was breaking into the house.
Yeah, it's like well, yikes.
No person who lives there would ever do this. And then she got stuck. That sucks. It's funny, but I feel bad for her.
Imagine when the mom gets home, she's like, we need to talk about this. You are 18 years old, Jessica, whatever your name was. We need to talk about responsibility, okay? What if someone was home too at the same time?
What if someone was like, it's a little cold in here?
Oh my God.
What if someone was like, I want to warm up the house a little bit?
A little chilly. Let me get the firewood.
Horrifying. But this is wild to me. And this can you imagine being the firefighters? Like I worked as EMS for about a year, and I mean, even when somebody calls in and it's something really stupid, you try to keep a straight face because they're obviously having a terrible day, if that they had to call 911, but this could have been hard. This also could have been horrifying. This could have gotten scary so quickly. Because who's gonna check there? Who's gonna hear you there if no one comes home?
She got lucky. It was only 30 minutes.
This could have gotten dark.
Mm-hmm.
What were you saying, Cam? I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off.
Minutes? That's it?
Yeah. It only took them 30 minutes for her to get out. That's what the department said. And she's perfectly fine, but this could have been a horror movie 20 years from now. Where they recreate it.
See, now you inspired me. I'm about to write that now.
Yeah.
Be it's 127 hours, but with a chimney.
Exactly.
She had to saw off her own hand to get out the chimney.
No,
I don't know. All I know is that there's a picture in the story from UPI. This one's coming from the fire department in town, and it's just a firefighter on his back looking up the chimney, looking just so confused.
There's a picture. You get the links up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Is he just he's just what am I looking at?
Also, the house is super like it is only a 1-story house, so I guess that makes it somewhat better. It
Yeah, you
wasn't
didn't
like
have
a
to fall
super
multiple
large chimney.
stories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So her legs wouldn't break if she fell through, and that's good.
Hopefully. I
Oh,
just
that's probably how she got up to the roof anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
it seems a little more less intense.
You
I
know, I'm
imagine
gonna
like it was a couple stories.
It's still pretty intense, but like it's
No, it
not.
definitely is.
And I'm thinking like she's on like a two story home.
yeah. I'm gonna say this. Remember how the last story we were like, hey, if you end up hearing this, hit us up because this is a cool story. I don't want to hear from this person. I don't want to have a conversation with whoever this girl, lady. No offense, but I don't want to talk. This is way outside of how I would be able to keep a straight face during an
Mhm.
interview. Like I've had some people say some pretty goofy things to me in interviews over the course of like my WMSC tenure, but I don't think I could take seriously. I don't think I could. I'm sorry. No disrespect.
Respectfully, let's not have a conversation.
Respectfully,
All disrespect.
all disrespect. And you know what? We can be disrespectful because we don't know who it is. This is anonymous.
Yeah.
We're not shaming anybody. We're not
That's true.
doxing anybody.
Good
You're
word
an
choice.
idiot.
I'm just excited for her 10-part Netflix documentary where she
Oh,
has a
really?
tell-all about her horrible experiences
Oh, yeah,
trapped in a chimney.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a Hulu.
Tara,
That's
by
not
the
a
way,
Netflix.
Hulu
Tara,
exclusive.
Gotta say this. I think Eddie's being nice. There's I think the word I would use I can't say on air, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
We're gonna have a rated R version of the morning.
Oh yeah.
Buzz.
That's
Yeah. Chimney
All
Queen
is
to
not
go
loose.
along with Tiger King. They seem they'll air with each other. This is, you know what? I'm just glad she's okay. I'm glad this
Yeah.
didn't turn into like an in memoriam. I'm glad this didn't go in a very different direction because it could have. So I'm glad she's okay. We're about at the halfway point, so I'm going to take a quick break, play a couple things, and then we will be back to talk about something that the public has proved time and time again that they're capable of talking about in a very calm, collected, and educated manner: holidays. So
Yeah.
keep it locked on 90.3 WMSC. We will be right back. Okay.
Drink up.
You're listening to 90.3 WMSC. I need to have a conversation with the production people because that's now the second time that air horn has made me jump. Like visibly jump. It happened when I was doing the buzz last semester. It just happened again. I should be prepared by now. The second time is more my fault, I feel like, for not expecting it, but whatever. You're listening to the Morning Buzz on 90.3 WMSC. I am Tara, and I am joined by
It's your boy, Isaiah.
and
Hallie Leach.
also
guy in shades, Cam Martin.
guy in shades. I wear my sunglasses on the Morning Buzz. All right.
No
That was
copyright.
beautiful.
No copyright there.
No, none at all. None at all. This next story is from NewJersey.com. Back, we're bringing it home. We're bringing it back to the Garden State. No, I will not disable my ad blocker. You must be out of your mind. But this is from NJ.com. I can't do it. This is NJ districts that removed holiday names from school calendar to reconsider after angry backlash. A New Jersey school district that faced what it called a large public outcry after voting to remove the names of holidays from its school calendar has scheduled a special meeting to reconsider its decision. The Randolph Board of Education said Wednesday that there will be a meeting at 5:30 p.m. Monday to determine whether it will rescind last week's vote and return the calendar to how it was before May 13th. Those are the only two items on the agenda. Because at its May meeting, the board voted to refer to Christopher Columbus Day as Indigenous People Day. And then people got mad. The last week, over loud objections, the board voted to label holidays generically on its one-page calendar, Holidays including Christmas and Veterans Day were just listed as day off with no mentions of the holiday's name. Where do we begin?
Gotta love it. You just gotta love it. I think here's my personal the highlight of this whole story was that it said that Italian Americans were upset over the decision relating to Columbus Day. And I didn't know that was the thing that Italian Americans claimed. I'm not Italian. I don't claim to be Italian.
Let me break this down.
Thank you.
Because you may not have noticed by the fact that my last name has 97 vowels and ends in an I, and every 2 letters play by a different set of rules. I am Italian. For some reason, why I do not know, but for some reason, the Italian American community, large parts of it, has decided to get behind Christopher Columbus as their hill to die on. Why? I don't really know. Italy didn't pay for or take credit to his trip to the United States, on which he did horrible things.
West Indies.
West Indies, not even the United States. On which he did horrible things. But for some reason, the Italian American community of the United States has chosen this as one of their hills to die on, and I, for the life of me, cannot figure out why. Like, he's the one that we pick, like this is the person that we want to defend, apparently. Why? There's so many other people that you could, like, I don't know. It's and the fact that, like, they got mad enough that the schools in Randolph were like, you know what? Just so you don't, you guys calm down and lower your blood pressure, we'll just take all the holiday names off the calendar.
No.
This is so stupid.
This is trash. This is very trashy why? What are we doing here? How can you get upset about changing Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day? If you're upset about that, I think that's just instantly tells the kind of person you really are.
Yeah.
You're just not a good person.
I think a lot of it is people wanting to be upset just to be upset, because also I've never really seen anyone really truly celebrate Columbus Day. It's just a day off from school.
Right.
Who's having a Columbus Day party? No one.
It doesn't happen. You just have a day off from school and work, and that's it.
Listen, I only good part about Columbus Day is I can stay up later on Sunday night and just watch more football and play video games more. Other than that, it has no use to me.
No, I think Allie, I think you're right. I mean, Cam, I do the same thing. Allie, I think you're right, because, like, I mean, look, I get it. Back in, like, the 30s, Italian people weren't treated the same as any other white people, but that ship has sailed, pun fully intended.
Ooh, I like it.
Nice.
But, like, I just, like, you want something to be mad about, like, you're being put down for something, and I don't, like, you don't want that. You think you do, but you don't. You want to be able to say that. You don't want all the things that come with that.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous to me. And, like, the fact that, like, now we're looking at the story from J.com. There's people telling the superintendent to resign. There's people telling people from the board in Randolph to resign.
Over 4,000.
Just because they want to do what's best for the overall population.
Yeah. Or maybe not dedicate a holiday to a garbage human being. Maybe we don't. They said maybe we don't do that, and people said you should quit your job.
We like our garbage, okay, and we support our garbage. That's pretty much what they're going about.
Taught me nothing else.
No, then Tara, when you said the second part about the board just releasing the other names, you kind of can't do that, in my opinion. You can't be like, oh, take one holiday name away, take them all away. You can't do that, because each holiday has its own meaning. Like Veterans Day, that's obviously has its own meaning. Memorial Day has its own meaning. And I'm not gonna try to get too. I'm an American patriot, but I'm not gonna like go overboard. You gotta really just those kind of days. You gotta really just sit there and appreciate why you have that day off. You gotta reflect. Actually, I don't think we have off Veterans Day anyway, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You sit there and just reflect on that day. What are you doing for Columbus Day? What are you doing for Columbus Day?
I couldn't tell you when Columbus Day is.
I think it's like
I don't know what month it falls in.
I think it's like the first month of October. First Monday in October.
Celebration. Yeah. What celebration do you do? What have you passed down in generations from your family about
Sleep.
Columbus Day?
Longer sleep, more sleep. What?
Yeah. Or do you just go around and disrespect indigenous people to celebrate what happened? Like,
Do you just take what's not yours and just
do you commit crime and just be like,
that's the
Happy
purge.
Columbus Day?
That's the purge. That's the purge. Boom.
Oh, it is the purge. Oh my
the
God,
purge.
it is.
Found the purge.
We found it. It's
Confirmed,
Columbus Day.
2021.
The new founding fathers picked Columbus Day.
Tough.
But it's like, I think even as somebody who grew up like even more so than I do now, that like when I grew up, like we went to all like the Italian like heritage things. We did like, A, B, and C. I could name like 30 other days that like Italian people could be like, hey, we want to be celebrated. Let's celebrate, let's celebrate here. Do it on St. Joseph's Day. It's the day after St. Patrick's Day. Long weekend and delicious pastries after, like, do that. Or like pick one of the 9,000 Italian people who like contributed to art, culture, science, any of those things. But you got to pick Christopher Columbus. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And I just like, it's like we find new ways to embarrass ourselves every single day. It's ridiculous.
Shout out to those people.
No shout outs to anybody. Shout out to all the Italian people who were like, this is stupid.
To the normal ones. We're just like, what are we doing, guys? Let's end this conversation.
Second Monday of October of the year. This is ridiculous. And again, like I agree, Cam. They should not have caved into this, but like I could see why they did, just to try to make these people shut up.
Try to appease them, but
yeah, but you shouldn't have. Now let them be mad. Let them burn.
They have too much power now.
Like a historical example of appeasing going wrong. Hitler.
Yeah,
that's pretty controversial guy.
Yeah.
Heard he's not that good. Not that good at all.
Pretty rotten human being. But that's an example of if you appease somebody for that's what happens when you appease somebody to the extent, and once they get away with it, things like that happen.
It's bizarre. Like the fact that this isn't the first time I've heard this, that Italian people are like mad about Columbus Day. I'm like Ali, like you said, like it's just like you want something to be mad about. You don't want all the things that come with oppression. You just want to say that it's happened to you, so you could be mad. Like that's what this comes down to. And the fact that like again you're deciding to have this battle in schools, because they're not dealing with enough. Things have been going too smoothly for schools in the United States.
Very
give them something else to think about.
Oh no. It's not like that. No, it's not like schools. We didn't have any issues with school, especially this past year.
Right.
Like it's not like the kids were in school or anything. People had virtual days off, so like.
Yeah, the people probably weren't even there to begin with.
Exactly. It
is wild. But let's get out of this thing. Let's get out of this thing before somebody tells us to resign. I don't care. If somebody tells us to resign, I think we're doing a good job. If these people tell us to resign, I would say we're doing a good job. But let's move through. Isaias, what we got for the next story?
Well, we're gonna stay in our wonderful state of New Jersey, where a man admits he faked his own disappearance, prompting a 2-day Coast Guard search. So in Atlantic County, a man has admitted he faked his own disappearance to avoid prosecution on bank theft charges, authorities have said. Andrew Biddle, 51, of Egg Harbor Township, pleaded guilty on Wednesday in a U.S. District Court in Camden to sending false distress signals to U.S. Coast Guard and submitted fraudulent information on a loan application. Acting U.S. Attorney Rachel A. Huang said in a statement, to avoid prosecution on the charges, Biddle and an unnamed passenger took a boat out to Seaville Marina in Northfield in Atlantic County. I've heard of all these. I've never heard of any of these places in New Jersey. He was later picked up by another person at the marina and driven out of the area. He admitted the Coast Guard was searching for him. He was in Florida. Nice.
Oh, of course.
I'm glad we can circle back to Florida, you know, because this seems like a Florida kind of story.
It really does sound like a Florida kind of story.
Several months after a fake disappearance, he turned himself in. Really? He turned himself in February. So yeah, that's the story. That's kind of disappointing. He turned himself in though. I'm sad about that one.
If you were gone for that long,
commit to the bit.
I know you have to commit. You can't just say, I'm over it. Like this is the person you are.
No, but like he did that to avoid bank theft.
Yeah.
First of all, respect to that, because that's kind of. I'm not promoting any crime, but like that's like to be able.
If you're gonna commit a crime, go for the bank.
WMSC does not support any type of.
I retract my statement.
Test.
We're just here to just make a joke. But like that's that idea about if you're gonna he robbed the bank and it's like, you know what? Hey man, I had too much money. I'm
out.
I'm turning myself in. What?
I lived a great life.
Well, no, he said that he admitted it to avoid prosecution, which means somebody was onto him.
True.
It means the scheme fell through.
He has the money to buy a new identity. So like,
I think he just gave up too fast. He could have left Florida. He could have gone to Mexico.
If he got over that border, never.
Yeah,
again.
He would have been clear. Could have won the whole game.
That's exactly crazy. But like, it's just like it sounds like a game of Clue or something. Like,
honestly,
guy took his boat out and then had a friend meet him out there, and then like did the switch and then called the Coast Guard. That's committed. But like, yeah, I mean, if you're gonna commit to the bit, commit to the bit. Don't go to Florida. Go to Mexico. Go to Canada.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again,
you can't be 90%
condone any type of criminal activity. Some of you need to be told that. The same people that are mad about Columbus Day need to get told that WMSC does not condone any criminal activity. But this is just wild. He's 51. Like, he's parent aged.
He's too old for this, man.
Like, this is not like.
If you're gonna do this, you're gonna do it when at maximum 26.
It's a midlife crisis, though. He's having a midlife crisis.
Oh my God.
He wants that thrill.
He does.
Do you ever just have a midlife crisis and decide to rob a bank and disappear?
Well, I mean, I hope I'm not my midlife.
Some people. I know somebody's dad bought a Mustang. Some people, their dads do whatever. This guy, casually robbed a bank and then dipped to the middle of the ocean. Like, this is insane. It's always Atlantic City. That's the type of thing that happens in Atlantic City.
It really is.
That's so on brand.
Like Florida of New Jersey, I feel like.
It really is.
Yeah.
Jersey,
it really is.
Put that on a t-shirt.
You know why?
Even with the, it's got the Trump Hotel. Florida has actual Trump.
All the elderly people that are in Atlantic City on the casinos, that.
Do better, dude. Just do better.
Andrew Biddle.
Doesn't that name kind of sound like he would do that too?
That name sounds like a middle school teacher.
It does.
Andrew Biddle, Mr. B.
Mr. Biddle.
Like your English teacher, your middle school English teacher.
Yeah. Exactly.
My English teacher in middle school was a woman.
Same here, actually.
Yeah. I feel like all my English teachers were actually women. I don't think I had a single man.
All but one were women.
Same here. But that's Professor Biddle decided to run. Can you imagine like saying that on like the PA in the morning? Like, Professor Biddle will not be here today. He decided to rob a bank and then commit insurance fraud and disappear in the middle of the ocean. Today at lunch, we have turkey sandwich.
Professor Biddle, please report to the North Main office. Professor Biddle to the North Main office.
Professor Biddle, please report back to the United States. Report back to New Jersey.
Professor Biddle, please report to Camden County. You're going to jail.
Camden.
Very
is
honest.
Atlantic City in Camden County? I think so,
right? No, Atlantic City is in Atlantic County, but there's a Camden County Court. Camden County Court. That's
Professor Biddle. I like how we've just made up that he's a professor.
Yeah.
This is
He's supposed to
nowhere
give
in
him
the
a
story is
role.
this. We're just giving this man a hypothetical backstory.
He's got one kid and he's recently divorced, which is why he robbed the bank.
Do you think it was like a Walter White? No, it wasn't a Walter White type thing. We said it was a midlife crisis, right?
Yeah, it was just a midlife crisis. He was
This was
bored.
for fun.
Yeah.
Because he already owned a boat.
He
Yeah.
saw a
Okay.
how-to video on YouTube and decided to actually do it.
No. This is what happened. He was playing GTA 4 and said, "All right, word." So this how they robbed the bank. Word, let's get it. Let's
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah. He's like, I saw my kid playing Grand Theft Auto 5 doing the heist. I bet I could do that.
I got inspired. I said, challenge accepted.
Right. Also, shout out to everybody who lost track of this man after he robbed a bank. That's
Oh.
impressive. You lost a
For
human
real.
being. He took your money and left.
He was like, peace.
Good
And just
work.
disappeared.
Excellent work, team.
Also, a
Uh,
full 2-day search for him. That's rough.
You lost a human. You lost Professor Biddle. Those kids will never forgive you.
No, I love Professor Biddle.
But here's the thing though. They don't have any English homework though. They have no essays to write.
You're right.
So
No, I mean they got the
Yeah.
substitute teacher.
The substitute teacher doesn't care.
the
No, I
substance-
hope Professor Biddle comes back to class. He's just like, I got the report from the substitute teacher, guys, and I cannot believe you acted so terribly during
Professor
my
Biddle's not
absence."
coming back. Professor Biddle's going
Professor
to
Biddle's
jail.
coming back with a vengeance. I'm telling you, he's coming. His
Who?
comeback is
No, he turned himself in. He's going to prison.
He
Professor
deserves a
Biddle,
second
they're-
chance.
You're gonna get like, remember Ned's Declassified? Y'all watch Ned's Declassified School Survival
Yeah, who
Guide?
didn't watch this class? Who didn't?
Classic.
Losers. That's who didn't.
Whoa.
But
Professor Biddle.
you remember that woman that was the professor that was just on the TV?
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how Professor Biddle's gonna come back from jail.
See, it's got to happen now.
And that's gonna be the closure of Professor Biddle's story arc. Like, is just gonna be like teaching from a prison cell in like, the orange jumpsuit, and and the students just
All right,
watching him on
class.
TV.
So today we're talking about Shakespeare. Turn your books to page 25.
Billy, I see you cheating.
God, Professor Biddle, you're so
Wheel me over
good.
closer. I need to yell at Billy.
Actually, can they just Zoom at that point? Because 2021.
Yeah, it would be on Zoom. It would be a Zoom. It
Mm.
would be a Zoom with a teacher who was in prison. Anybody who asks him about why he's in prison gets detention.
We're making some great movie plot lines
This is
here.
a
really
guys.
are.
fictional character. We need
Yeah,
to point
yeah.
out none of this is in the story.
None of this is in the story at all.
All we know is this guy robbed a bank, left on a boat, and then turned himself in. That's what's in the story. The rest
Yep.
of this is just a background we've made up for this man. But before we get out of here, we got one more story again from NJ.com. NJ.com coming through today. No, I will not disable my ad blocker. You must be out of your mind. 114-year-old amusement park may finally reopen after 3 failed attempts. Clement
What?
Park in Splash World appears to be getting closer to reopening after missing 3 planned openings in as many weeks. Oh, in as many weeks. Oh, so it was pandemic stuff. Okay.
Okay.
The 114-year-old amusement park bought from foreclosure in March needs approval from the Borough Joint Land to use from the Borough Joint Land Use Board to obtain a mercantile license, which is required to operate. A special meeting is scheduled on Thursday evening. Okay, I get it.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought
Word.
you were saying like it's a 114-year-old amusement park that did not open at all. That's what I was-
Like, what are they
That's not
making
an
on these
amusement park. That's a
rides?
plot of land. That's some dirt.
Honestly.
But this amusement park has been it's been around for a long time, and they're trying to get back at it. So good for them.
What's it
You
called?
know what? No, not good for them. I hate amusement parks. I feel like we should just banish all
you just
amusement
not like
parks.
anything. You just don't like.
No, I love a lot of things. I just happen to not like
Oh.
Pringles or amusement parks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, this is actually near me.
I just
Shout
don't
out-
like roller coasters.
Shout out to Louis Beyond the Lilo. I would say we do a Six Flags thing, but now I'm scared to go to Six Flags because their log flume just like wiped out. But this is cool, and this is cool. The park's this is like a historic thing. It opened in 1907 as a trolley park. That's even
Yeah,
built at the end of a rail line from Camden It was founded by Theodore Gibbs and his 2 sons, and the family ran it for most of its existence.
Mr. Gibbs, nice.
Oh yeah, listen. Oh yeah. I've been there probably like 3 times in my life.
To this park?
Yeah, Clemson Park.
Oh, what's it like?
It was like 7. I had a it was a nice little chill vibe, a lot very very kid friendly. Obviously, the music park. I just remember the splash world. I really wiped out all the time because that water weight, being a 7-year-old boy, crushed me. But it was late. I enjoy going to Clemson Park.
That's
I haven't went-
awesome.
Yeah, I haven't. It's only been 13 years since I last been there. So maybe take another field trip.
That's awesome. And like, I love when historic things get like restored and
Yeah.
modernized and like kept around. Feels good. This is an example of a generational park. One of the guys from the park said earlier this month, families have been coming from the area for over 100 years. I love hearing those stories. That's like, also, that's the other thing is that like, you could have people whose like grandkids, like grandparents, other way around. Grandparents like went to this park and they could still
As a
go
kid.
there.
Now they go. I mean, that's what I love about those kind of things.
Yeah.
It really connects families together. Just like that whole idea that we've been going here forever. Now I can take my kids, they can take their kids, they can take just like the whole generation line just follows through.
And it's nice to have options, because like
Yeah.
Six Flags, as much as I like it, like they have the audacity to charge you for a ticket and to park. Like there's anything else to do in Jackson, New Jersey. They have the audacity to charge you to park your car separately from your ticket. That is the nerve, the unmitigated nerve. And then you're out here having accidents and stuff. Like, are you out of your mind?
There was a picture I saw. It was just like all these cars. I was like, yeah, Six Flags. Yeah, y'all got that. Y'all
Nope.
got that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not getting on a roller coaster. I feel like those things could break down whenever, man. I like my 2 feet on the ground. Thank you very much.
And like Dorney Park is 1,000,000 miles away.
What's all 1,000,000 miles away? Go to Hershey Park.
Hershey Park. I've heard Hershey
That's
Park's
a-
cool, but it's like really far.
Probably. I don't think I've been there actually.
I went when I was a little kid. I can't remember much other than that, like everything was Hershey themed. But duh, right?
Then obviously, the big one, the mouse.
Huh,
The
we're
mouse.
buying everything. Yeah, but that's a flight.
Yeah, exactly.
That's money. You think they eased up at all over this pandemic?
That's money to go there.
Yeah.
A lot of money to go there.
Yeah. All this to say, Clementon Park, good luck. God bless. Can't wait to
Congrats.
see you do well. You're listening to 90.3 WMSC, Upper Montclair. This has been the Morning Buzz Thursday edition. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. Also at 9 a.m. for the Friday Buzz with a different team of people. On behalf of Allie, Cam, Kenny, Isaias, and me, Tara, have a wonderful day and goodbye.
Bye.